May 3rd. This is the 27th day of the Svirsa Omer, the 12th day of ER.
Meteorologist Simcha Lefton. Weather with Enthusiasm is his podcast.
You are listening to Weather with Enthusiasm. We have an expansive summer air mass, very, very exciting, something which is really expanding to places which we have not reached before. On the other hand, some areas which normally do get this are being slightly left out, but not that much. Places like North Platte, Nebraska will still get their chance to soar well into the 80s on Thursday. Warm temperatures continue after that, but just not on a summer level. We have temperatures going into the 80s for many locations as we head into the parts of next week. We have perhaps even the end of this week, a little bit of a cool down in between these two warm-ups. The more significant warm-up taking place next week, and the real question is how far will the warmth make it all the way to the lake? Meteorologist Dave Murray, KTVI chief meteorologist in St. Louis, Missouri, he retired. He used to point out something called the Blackberry Winter that happens every year on May 11th. He never really said that the average date is May 11th. He just said that it happens every year on May 11th. But here's the thought that I had. So last year, we had warm temperatures. I believe we had warm temperatures. But then we went into a very cold weather pattern. And then all of a sudden, we got this tremendous heat wave, which basically brought winter to an end across the Midwest. The Des Moines, Iowa National Weather Service defines their definition of no more cold weather means high temperatures will be 60 degrees or higher for the rest of the season. So last year, that was what was forecasted to happen. Now, the air mass that came in right after the heat wave hit 60 just about. It may have fell a little bit short, but we never really did seem to get that Blackberry Winter last year. But to me, it really sounds like if you could go ahead and say that it doesn't have to be May 11th, I would say, we had lots of warmth this year already, especially for over April 10th through April 15th, somewhere around there. We had temperatures in the 70s and 80s across the Midwest. And then all of a sudden we go into this major winter weather pattern, which we're holding by solar insolation. That's what's keeping us from feeling the winter weather. But up in the upper atmosphere, as we pointed out, it's full-time winter. And following this, perhaps this is the Blackberry Winter, and we're going to get into some serious warmth for next week, and perhaps this is it. It's the same weather pattern from last week. Maybe this is the Blackberry Winter, and this is the final push of cold air. We probably will see a couple more days where the highs fail to reach 60. Chicago, for sure. Chicago's not safe until mid-June due to the Lake Michigan water temperatures. They don't hit 60 degrees until mid-June. Have a great night.
You've been listening to the podcast Weather with Enthusiasm. This trailer was updated at the very end of January 2023.
We have two things going on. We have evaporative cooling and we also have dynamic cooling, and the two are coming together to produce a major snowstorm in the deep south. The only time you could blame cold air on climate change is when it's a result of the stratosphere warming, which is what causes all the Arctic air to come down south. The way to get a 6-inch snowstorm here in the Midwest and in the southern plains has always been you need 3 ingredients. It's hard to believe the numbers that are being forecasted.
Several additional feet of snow is expected by Monday morning.
Hey, we have a special guest on our show. What is your name?
Katabis.
27.1 barometric pressure. Feet of snow are falling in Japan.
Oh my God.
That's a time of celebration.
Just Google weather with enthusiasm and they're all going to come up.